Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Okay, how are you today, guys?
Good.
Okay, so in this nice occasion, hope you guys can guess what we are gonna learn today. What is it? So, the first one. Please see the screen, and then do you know about this picture?
Legend of October.
Do you know about the story, guys?
October.
Yeah. Okay. So for the detail, this is the story, the legend of Toba Lake, and I'm gonna ask you for reading this text from us, Rian. The first slide.
The Legend of Toba Lake. Once upon a time, there was a man who lived in a small village in North Sumatra. He was a hard-working fisherman. One day, he caught a big golden fish in the river. To surprise, the fish could talk. The fish said that she was a cursed princess, and then she changed into a beautiful woman. The man fell in love with her, and they got married.
Okay, your pronunciation is so good. And next is Mbak Zulfa.
Before they got married, the woman had been promised never to tell anyone that she was born of his. They lived happily and had a son. The boy liked to eat a lot, and one day his father became very angry because his son ate all the food. The man said, "You greedy joke, you are the son of a fish."
Okay, I'm gonna explain the several pronunciation about the it. It should pronounce it, not it. And then for the this, it became, and this shouted. Okay, but overall, it's good. And the next, Mbak Wulan.
The boy ran to his mother, crying. The mother was very sad, and her husband had broken his promise. Suddenly, there was a big storm and heavy rain. The water came from the ground and filled the village, creating a hot lake. The man and his wife were separated forever by the lake.
Okay, so guys, this word, is it should say by promise or promise?
Promise.
And then this is rain, and then this is village, huge. For hug is hugging, yeah, and wife and separated. Okay, so you guys should mention. So there is the differential between the verb 1 and the verb 2. For example, like plus ed, so separate and separated is different. Okay, thank you, Mbak Wulan. The next,
People believe that the lake is called Toba Lake, and the small island in the middle is their son. The story teaches us to keep our promise and to control our anger.
Is it island or island?
Island.
Okay, and it is promise. Okay, it's promise or promises?
Promises.
Okay, thank you. So that was the story about. So that was the story about the Danau Toba. And for the material, the first one I would like to explain about the definition of narrative text. So narrative text is a text that tells chronological and an interconnected series of events. So, narrative text is imaginative or fictional story. Beside, it is based from the writer. For the social function, it's to entertain and deliver a moral message. Patience. Okay. For the generic structure, the important is there are three, and for the optional is the fourth one, which is reorientation. Could you read, Mbak Nanda, the first generic structure?
The first unit structure of narrative text is orientation. Orientation is the opening paragraph that introduces the characters involved in the story. It also includes the setting and time of the story.
Okay, so for the orientation, guys, it is for the opening. This is for the opening of the story, and then for the complication, it explains about the beginning of the event or the accident, and then the resolution is the final section. The final section of the story, as the name suggests, this third structure of narrative text contains the resolution. And the optional one is the reorientation, which is usually it contains about the moral message and then the conclusion and the lesson learned from the story. For the language features, it use past tense. Anyone, could you mention the form of past tense?
Subject.
Okay, thank you for answering. And the next one is using adverbs of time. So adverbs of time, for the example, is when, and then suddenly, before, until, and soon. And the next one in time conjunctions, which is after, as soon as, and then. And the fourth one is specific characters. So you have to mention the specific characters that you will told in the text. So kinds of narrative text. The kinds of narrative text, there are 10 story, which is the first one is fable. Fable is the story that have animal, which is for the and the next one is myth. Myth is mythical story that develop in the society, which is usually society is considered factual or true. And the third one is the legend, and the fourth folklore story. This story is passed down from generation to generation, becoming part of the community's tradition. The fifth is fairy tales. So fairy tales is a story that has a magical touch in the story. For example, is Timon Mas, and then Tinkerbell and Thumbelina. The sixth is love story or romance. So this story is maybe the main characters having love struggles or the love story. For example, is Romeo and Juliet. And the personal experience is a narrative text that contains the author personal experiences. And for the eighth, slice of life. And the ninth, horror stories. And the last one is science fiction. So for the science fiction, it is a story that deals with the matters related to science. Okay. For the remaining, how much kinds of the narrative text, guys? There are
3, 4. The types or
the kinds. How much? Okay, yeah. You are right. So there are 10 kinds of the narrative text. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. May you guys make a group. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 1, 2. So there are 3 groups. Okay, so from the previous story about the legend of Lake Toba, I want you to answer the question. Find adjective and then noun, verbs in the past form. And for the question, there are 3 questions. So you are first group, you are second group, and you are third group.
Oh, yes, memes.
Memes.
As we understand this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is the story. You can, like, adjective is 5 and then noun 5. Have you done, everybody? Yes. Okay. From the first group, can you mention the noun from the text. Yeah.
Man, village, man, and
Man, village,
man,
fisherman, and then
day.
fish, and then princess. Okay. So good guys, and for the second group,
Beautiful, greedy, small, rich, and unique.
okay. And the last group for the first two, really fast. Corn, cob, beef, pork, beef, cob, and then cursed, God, beef, called, pork, beef. Okay. Thank you guys. So for the remaining, what is the definition of the narrative text?
Text that tells the
Interconnected series of events.
Okay. So the social function of the narrative text, what is it?
to entertain and deliver a moral message.
Okay. And how much the kinds of narrative text, guys? And okay. Thank you. Okay, I think it's enough. So before we close, I would like to mention again. So you guys have to read this material again. Miss will send the material for you guys. And could you search one story from the Indonesian? You can search myths or fable or etc. And we will discuss it next week. Okay, in the end, let's say Alhamdulillah together. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.